So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm definitely revamping up my channel, which is why this video is going to be completely different from anything that I've done. I know that I normally do hair videos here and there. I know I'm not too consistent with it on my channel. However, I just don't necessarily care to do hair videos anymore, just because I'll do one every once in a while, but I just don't care to do it just because my hair is in these twists and that's how I like them. And my hair is growing and I don't want to I only wash my hair twice a month and I don't comb it out during that 2 weeks. I only comb it out, like detangle and everything like that after I wash it, and it's just to put it back in the twist, and that's just to get the new growth and make sure, just twist it and make sure it's not getting all matted up. So yeah, so for this new year, I kind of want to do something different. I kind of want to do like me doing makeup, but talking about stuff that I want to talk about, or anything that you guys would like me to talk about. But for this video, I do want to talk about Haiti, just because I feel like Haitian Independence Day is around the corner, and just kind of give you guys just a kind of like a brief overview and a timeline of what led to their independence and everything like that. And I think more so I won't be doing, I will probably continue these types of videos just because, I don't know, maybe people will like them, maybe people will. I'm not for everybody. My voice isn't for everybody. But I do want to see, so since we're going to be talking about the Haitian Revolution, we should know that important facts, because it doesn't break off until later on. Haiti is connected to the Dominican Republic. I'm pretty sure we all know that. And with its connection, it used to be called Saint Dominique, I think, or the island of Hispaniola, because it was controlled by the Spanish. It was only until later on that French drew up a treaty with Spain and they were able to get the little part. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. So Christopher Columbus, the great old Christopher Columbus. So he landed near an area called Cap, which is now called Cap Haitian, in 1492, and with that he set up shop there. He bought over a bunch of slaves. A lot of slaves that came over were from different parts of Africa, like West Africa, Senegal, Congo, etc. They were there and they were like, yo, we need more slaves to farm this land, to do all this good stuff for us for free, because we're assholes. So slave revolts started as early as 1522, and it was really unorganized that they lost at every turn, and at some point the whites that were there started getting so paranoid that they were just like, F this, we're just gonna kill everybody. So because of that, they had to keep bringing people over. At some point in time, they were bringing in over 4,000 slaves every year. And you think about it and it's like, oh, a year, that's not a lot by our standards today. But back in the day, when you had to travel by ship, and with the harsh waters and the harsh conditions, not so many people, and then you had to find them to bring them over. You had to make sure that you were in Africa to bring them over. So, but we've all seen like the pictures of the slave ships where it's like you have just bodies just lined up, everyone's laying on their back, but they fill up the whole bottom part of the ship. So to think about that, a lot of people either died on their way there, a lot of people died in the first couple of years, so they had to keep doing that, which it's pretty freaking terrible. So in 1865, mind you, all this stuff was still going on between the revolts, the people coming over, whites taking more power. All this stuff was going on. So in 1865, they realized that indigo had become like a huge, it's just the blue dye, if I'm not mistaken. They realized that that's a huge, cash crop. So like, oh crap, we need to find more slaves to do this, or to manage the land for free, of course, make all the money, keep all the money, and keep it pushing. So that's why they started bringing more slaves in. Because of that, so during that time they also enforced something called the Code Noir, which was mainly restricting the free black slaves. Yes, there were free black slaves. A lot of them were of. So after that happened, the Code Noir basically said that no free blacks can't assemble after 9 p.m. They can't sit with us. They can't, and I'm speaking us as term of the white people, they can't dress like us. They can't act like us, nothing like that. Anything where they made it seem like they were attempting to, they couldn't hold position in office. And so anything where it seemed like they were trying to, you know, better themselves in any way, shape, or form than just being what they were, they would be punished for that. Which sucks. Once again, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to use the term suck a lot, but it's wild. It is wild. You know, the free blacks, they started to, you know, resent these other white people, which is where people mess up, in a sense of when you hold this much power, but you don't want to give up this much power because you just want all of it for yourself. But you don't understand that by sharing this quote unquote wealth, that you can actually, you know, maintain it. But hey, who am I, you know? Who am I? Continue on, and this mainly was because of the amount of revolts that were going to happen. So in 1697, the Spanish signs a treaty over with the French, basically giving them half of the island of Hispaniola. French takes over the Haitian side, a third of it, which is what Haiti is now, and then Spain still owns the Dominican Republic. That's why a lot of the people down there speak French, and a lot of the people there in the Dominican Republic speak Spanish. I'm pretty sure some of them do speak Creole and vice versa, because it's literally like this. So as this all is still going on, and you know, Haiti becomes this prosperous place, after they sign the treaty, French realize, like, Haiti becomes this huge money maker from them, from sugar, rum, coffee, which is, the Haitian coffee is so good. Like my family, I remember we would go down, well, when I used to go down there every summer, we would make it from scratch. Like, we get the coffee beans, the molasses, like it was so good. Cotton. So because of that, you know, they're like, oh, we need more people to make us more money for free, once again. So over the next several years, they got so many people to come over. So at a certain point in time, there were over 800,000 plus slaves there. And the reason for that was, you know, folks was dying, folks was revolting, folks was not making it. You know, they just wasn't making it. It's sad, you know, because it's like these people have total disregard for human life. But between the years 1680 and 1776, so between that time, over 800,000 slaves were brought over to help them boost just to help them make more money, because at the end of the day, that's all it was about. So time went on. Remember earlier in the video we talked about the Code Noir and how it restricted the free slaves and all the slaves in general. Well, the French comes back in 1784 and reimposes the Code Noir, which, just because they just need more control, more power. When people feel like, you know, folks is revolting too much things are happening, they need to find a way to take control and maintain power, maintain ownership. So that's what was going on. And so because of that, they reimposed it. In 1788, the free blacks and the mulattoes, once again, remember, those were the guys that are mainly affected by the Code Noir, they tried to seek representation. They're like, yo, we are here, we make up some part of, you know, Haiti, we do stuff. They're not allowed to do any of these, but they have to fight in war. So from the age of 15 or something like that to 45. So they don't have any rights, but they have to fight in war. So not only are you using these folks for, you know, plantations and all this stuff, but you're using them to fight your war to keep them imprisoned. You know, wild stuff. So more and more revolts start to happen, you know. And okay, so I'm gonna get into the important parts. So after this time, the key players. Now I just wanted to give you guys a timeline of everything else and what was going on. The key players of the Haitian Revolution are going to be Toussaint Louverture. I'm not gonna try to say it in English because I don't know. Who else? Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Henri, which is Henri Christophe. Later on, we're gonna touch bases on some of the women that, you know, helped out because there were, which is dope because Haiti is still a very misogynistic place, and so a lot of the times when you hear of the stories of the Haitian Revolution, or any revolution for that matter, they sometimes tend to leave out the women like they didn't do anything, which is crazy. Toussaint Louverture at one point in time fought in the French army. So he has some sort of military background when it comes to organizing and, you know, just grouping people together and, you know, making a difference. So in 1791, that's when the Haitian Revolution begins. A lot of the slaves, the slave owners, I guess, and people that were sympathizers to the slaves, they start revolting, you know, because it's like at some point somebody has to say, nah bro, like we tired, you know. And so because of that, it all begun, which was, it's not cool because a lot of people died. But to join the plantation folks, or the slaves that were on the plantation, to revolt against their slave masters during that time. And what started to happen as well is that a lot of the Haiti was starting to get attacked by a bunch of other people, and that's when they, you know, the French and the other colonies were like, or not the colonies, the slave owners, they're like, shoot, we need help, you know, we need these slaves to fight for us. And so since they needed support, they needed to give them a reason to fight for them. So the following year, French abolished slavery in Haiti. So because of that, you know, they were able to help defeat other people, and they named Toussaint Louverture as the governor of Haiti. So mind you, they're still under French control. So that, I mean, they also, other places also recognize that it belonged to the French, but they just had, you know, Toussaint in charge. Yeah. So after all that happened, they started trying to, the people that were a part of the French government, they were like, yo, homeboy is gaining too much power. We don't like this. We need you to take him out of power. We need to gain control of Haiti and just be in control of it. Even though they owned it, they just didn't want him to have power. March on in, little old Napoleon. You need to go invade. You need to go take over and get Louverture out of power. Louverture out of power. Because of that, the French sends their first wave of attackers, you know, to gain back control or basically overthrow Louverture and his army. But unfortunately for them, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for the Haitian folks, they beat out the French. They killed a lot of their men, over 50,000. And so that basically solidifies, you know, Louverture's power. You know, like, yo, he's an important figure to the community. We're not gonna let you take it over. This one man like gathered all these people together and have formed these branches and, you know, executed this military plan that no one was expecting for them to do, because they're slaves, but people are smart, alright? Doesn't matter the color of your skin. People are just smart, period. When they sent the French packing, that really solidified him as commander-in-chief. And so they, under his regime, like, he was building up the community. Like, he did public schools, like he opened up public schools. He set up schools and everything like that to really build up the community, branches of government, and he set it up. He wanted Haiti to be more than what it was. Yeah, so when he started setting up the stuff, like the French were like, once again, no, this cannot be happening. We need to take our stuff back. Several months into it, Napoleon, once again, comes through with an army to try to overthrow Louverture. And this is within maybe like a 2 or 3 month time span. He sent the French's elite army to go through and take back control, which was comprised of about or over 20,000 men. That did take effect, I guess. Essentially, like, they overthrew Louverture. Essentially overthrew him, which means he was just captured, and I'm pretty sure he was executed once captured. So once Louverture was captured, Jean-Jacques Dessalines took charge. So in 1802, and Dessalines, he was part of Louverture's army. Like, he was a general in there. Like, he had some sort of importance in there. And once that was done in 1802, they finally beat the French. It was like they took a huge ass boot and just stepped on them and killed them, or kicked them all the way out. Before the defeat, Napoleon was trying to reestablish slavery. And folks was like, hell no, we ain't, what's wrong with you? So that really forced them to work a lot harder, because it's like, yo, we worked hard. You know what I mean? We were in charge of ourselves. We were doing just fine. And here you come trying to take over because you don't like the power that we're into. And it's so sad. It's really, really sad. Like, I'm trying to be animated with my storytelling situation. However, like, this is just, it's pathetic, and it's just really just a sad scenario and just a sad situation. So during that time gives a rise to Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and in a place in Haiti called Gonaive. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying to say it in English, okay? Because that's not what we're doing. This is for my Haitian folks. In Gonaive, he's like, yo, Haiti is free. We own our stuff. You cannot come back. And that's that. Now, I did glaze it over some parts that I will go back on, because certain agreements that were had before the revolution kind of messed Haiti up with where they are today. So in 1804, Jean-Jacques Dessalines basically brings a community together, and that is Jean-Jacques Dessalines proclaims like Haiti's independence, like, yo, F y'all, we're free, period, which signifies the formation of the first Black Republic, which is dope as F. I'm not gonna curse. And in 1805, Dessalines, he continues to build the country. Does like a constitution which automatically states like, yo, all Haitian people are Black, 1, they're free, 2, and they have the right to own land. So they're basically, you know, we in charge, we run this stuff. The Haitian Revolution was aided by a lot of the women, even though Haiti to this day is a very sexist country, and I hate that. The Haitian women that fought, they fought, like, these women, they were big in voodoo. There was one, I forgot which fight, I think it was either in 1802, but she had a ritual over the soldiers that were going to fight in battle the next day, and that's how that's not how we won, but we won the following day, and so, or the following war. So I think people took that as like, yo, this is huge, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna keep doing this. And I think Louverture tried because when we gained our independence, the French wanted to get paid. Like, they were like, yo, y'all owe us money for us to free, which was crazy. I forgot the exact amount, but it left Haiti in this huge debt deficit that it was, no one could pay that amount of money back, you know? So anyways, and with the women in the Haitian Revolution, like, yo, these women were badasses. Like, yo, they were fighting next to the men. They were And no, I'm not glorifying killing people. So they were fighting next to these men. They were poisoning their slave owners and their families because, well, these women allegedly, you know, practiced voodoo, and they understood the, and the reason why I say allegedly, not because I care for any whatever, but we weren't there. So it's only what other people or what's written down in history. You know, it could have been different, or it could have not been different. That is like, they were, you know, they're fighting, and because they were fighting like men, when they were captured, they had to be treated as such. So a lot of them, when they were captured, they were also executed with their male counterparts. So when it came time to, you know, do something was done. An important woman who fought in Toussaint's army, well, she actually was she was in charge, okay? Homegirl was in charge. So she led one of Toussaint's army in the Battle of Crédé. She what's her name? Okay, so Marie Jeanne, I don't know how to pronounce this woman's name, but she was in the military. She led the forces in some sort of battle that I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm not gonna make an ass out of myself. And when she did that, and unfortunately, well, some women became spies, you know, in an effort to, they were nurses, in an effort to, like, became spies in an effort to gain more information to help the Haitian rebels. And they also, you know, act as nurses, providing herbal treatments and all this good stuff. Unfortunately, some of them, I don't think that this was from their free will. They were used as, posed as sex slaves, or not sex slaves, but sex workers to the French. And so because of that, they gained information, or they were able to gain information because they were able to gain the trust and report back to the rebels. And I think that started this whole, oh, women aren't good for any. I think that mentality carried on for a very long time. So I don't think women would purposely want to pose as sex workers. I mean, I could be wrong, but... And then there's another woman. She was freed. She was Sanity. I don't know how to say her name, but Sanity. I'll put her name right there. I'll put her name right here. She was a lieutenant in Louverture's army, and she was also married to another high commanding officer. When she was captured, she died like a G. So when she was captured, because they would blindfold you and then execute you. She was like, she does not want to be blindfolded. You know, I want to see y'all haters' face, because when I see y'all, it's on. You know, in my mind, that's what she said. Yeah. So when she was executed, she wasn't blindfolded. She was like, yo, we gonna see each other. It's cool. After that, the Haitian community was just in a huge deficit. Like I said, they owed the French so much money. It wasn't until recently, when the earthquake happened, that the French pardoned whatever was left, which was hundreds and millions of dollars. The French pardoned what was left. And I don't even know, why would anyone agree to, hey, since we're going to be free, if you want to gain your independence, you have to pay. Like, what? Man, I mean, all right, whatever. So... like I said, it wasn't up until recently that they forgave or pardoned the amount of money that was left. Between the treaty time and them saying, oh, yo, you owe us money, till the earthquake, there was a lot of corruption going on in between. So even though Haiti should have been a prosperous place, a lot of people stopped trading with Haiti as well. Haiti should have definitely been a very prosperous community because they had so much. But when you had people in position of certain powers that they just want all the control, want all the attention, they want all the money, they want all the power, it's hard. It's really hard, and especially if these people are so up high. It's such a beautiful place. But corruption and people not having enough and have to resort to certain acts to gain more or becoming more violent. A couple of fun facts. I did mention that Henri Christophe was an important figure as well. After Dessalines was captured, because he was in Dessalines' army, he retreated, and he was able, I think he aided in getting, this is my dog talking, he aided in getting the Dominican Republic back from rulers, and so everything was abolished over there, like slavery and everything like that, and they were free as well. Christophe, he kind of broke off and did his own thing and claimed the north, I guess, for himself, and he named his son Heir and everything like that. And he's important for certain structures that are built in Haiti. I remember my great-grandmother used to tell me a story of La Citadelle, and it's this huge fortress, and it sits on top of a hill. I don't remember what direction exactly, but you can see out, like you can see the outline of Haiti, so you can see when any attackers or invaders are trying to come in or whatever. So he had that commissioned and built. It took a very long time to build it. And I remember my great-grandmother used to tell me that it's haunted, because a lot of, I mean, I don't know how true or how false this is, but according to her, the walls are made like the liquid, instead of using water, what they used was blood of the either the enemy or the people that died around that area, you know, whatever, and they built that fortress. So I left out a lot of the gory details as far as battles and as far as how Dessalines commanded his troops and or his lieutenants to command their troops to, you know, kill a lot of people, even a lot of innocent people. But yeah, if I left out any fun facts, I'll put it down in the description box. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing more videos like these, not just on Haiti. I know this was a little bit unorganized. I'll get it together for the next one. So thank you guys for sticking to the end of this video. Love you guys. Thank you guys. And I hope you guys learned something. Or if I'm wrong, or if I mispronounced or did something, let your girl know. Let me know. Like, it's not that deep. You know? Let me know. Leave a comment. Like, share. Haitian Independence Day is coming up on the 1st.